So, आप में से कितने लोग यहाँ पे have already attended some sort of AI trainings or prompt engineering trainings, etc.? Can I have a raise of hands, please? Not many, I would say hardly 5 to 10%. And I think that's in line with what I'm seeing with various organizations जहाँ पे मैंने training करवाई है in the last 3-4 months. I've touched some of the largest organizations in Pakistan, and there's one thing in common, that we are at an inflection point in Pakistan right now in terms of getting started on our AI journey. And if you rate on a scale of 1 to 10, I think most people are still at a 1 and a 2. And this is very common. It's quite similar to what OpenAI's research is also saying in terms of ChatGPT usage globally as well. So most people are only scratching the surface. But at the same time, I think that we do understand that AI is here, and it's not a matter of when, it's a matter of how. And I think that's where most organizations are struggling as well. Most leaders, I get to hear many organizations where the HR teams and mancoms are saying, the owner and the CEOs are saying, let's get AI going. But I think people are not clear on how to get going on that. And that's where I'm coming in. I'm sort of leveraging my 17 years of cross-functional, cross-industry experience across Pakistan and the UK, and helping organizations and individuals get started on their AI journey. Acha, aaj ka jo session hai, it's not only going to be theory, right? So we've thought through it, and we know that aap mein se bahut se logon ne, you've been through various sessions on AI, where it's a lot about theory, and the question is, hum kya kare, how do we get started? And that's what we've tried to do here, basically. So, I would like you to focus on this slide, because I think this can mean a lot of things to a lot of us. And हम में से बहुत सारे लोगों की अपनी lives or families depend on how we take these numbers on board. Okay, so these are numbers, and they keep getting refreshed. Various research companies are sort of coming up with these numbers regularly. But in the developed world, more than 75% organizations have implemented AI in some way, shape, or form. The number is much smaller in Pakistan and similar countries, developing countries. 66% individuals are using AI regularly. Again, I would say more of a developed world statistic. But the other 4 numbers are the ones I want each one of you to focus on. So what reports are saying at this point is 300 million jobs could be lost globally due to AI. And that's no small number. And only 170 million new jobs would be created. So baki 130 million ka kya hoga? Let's hope you're not one of them. Many people are changing careers. I've been one of the, I guess, early movers on that front. But we'll see 375 million people move careers in the next few years purely due to AI and how it's impacting different functions, different industries. 40% employers are planning workforce reductions in the developed world at this point. It's happening left, right, and center. If you've got connections in the US, for example, it started to happen in Europe as well. बहुत सारे लोगों की jobs at stake हैं right now, and there's a lot of risk. Even people who've been in the tech space and non-tech space, call centers, graduate jobs, etc. So I mean, there was a very strong quote that I read recently. There's a whole generation of students studying in universities for careers that will not exist by the time they graduate. Just let that sink in. So it's happening at a very fast pace right now. और मेरी request है आप सबसे as organizations, as individuals, not to take it lightly. Because I think it's the rate of change which is different this time. Every time there's been a revolution, industrial revolution, etc., ये होता है, jobs displaced होती हैं, and then obviously they get replaced, people get re-equipped, etc. But the pace of change is crazy. And anyone who's dived into it and knows what's happening would understand what I'm talking about right now. So one of the things, because I talk about responsible AI adoption, it's very close to my heart as well. As I'm meeting business owners and key stakeholders across Pakistan, एक request है जो कि मैं आप सबको I would like to request it and impact as many people as I could with it. अपना AI का vision, please keep it around top-line exponential growth and bridging the gap to a competition globally as opposed to short-term cost reductions and layoffs. Because as a society, we cannot afford mass layoffs. I hope that we sort of take that on, and obviously एक बड़ी अच्छी चीज़ है. I mean, it doesn't really sink in the West with a purely capitalistic nature of how business is done. But हमारे यहाँ मुख्तलिफ सेठ हजरात and बड़ों से हमने सुना है कि लोगों के नसीब से नसीब जुड़ते हैं, etc. All of those things. कहीं ना कहीं अपने vision में please make sure you keep those things in context. This should not be about immediate term cost reduction. Let's make it about top line growth and exponential top line growth, okay? So I can only request that, and obviously there will be certain efficiencies, certain jobs will be lost. In that case, be responsible as an employer and think about transition centers. So I've been part of some very large transitions and transformations in Europe. At British Telecoms, for example, you can look into the case study as well. And they used to invest a lot of time and effort in re-equipping the people who were put out of job because of AI. So I would like to request that from all of you in this room.